at the feet of Jesus and let your tears hit the ground. 'Cause we all fall to pieces, and He can give you peace like you ain't never found. So let your trumpet sound, and Jericho walls are coming down, and Jericho walls are coming down. So lift your voice and let's all shout. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Paradise and heaven bound. And let those walls fall to the ground. It's time to shout your battle cry. And Jericho walls are coming down. It's me and Jesus till I die. You're drowning in the desert, in the battlefield of your mind. Well, Jesus is the answer, and just seek and you will find that He can set you free and leave your shackles far behind. So let your trumpet sound, and Jericho walls are coming down, and Jericho walls are coming down. So lift your voice and let's all shout. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I'm paradise and heaven bound. Let those walls fall to the ground. It's time to shout your battle cry. And Jericho walls are coming down. It's me and Jesus till I die. Well, Jericho walls are coming down. So lift your voice and let's all shout. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I'm paradise and heaven bound. And let those walls fall to the ground. It's time to shout your battle cry. And Jericho walls are coming down. It's me and Jesus till I die.
Good evening, Fremont Community Church. How we doing? Sorry I wasn't with you last week. I was just finishing up a conference and didn't get in till after 9, so I decided we'd wait till this week. Tonight I want to talk to you about a profound journey in Scripture. It's a journey from famine to favor. It's the story of Joseph. It's found in the book of Genesis. You can find this story in Genesis chapters 37, and then again in 39 through 50 for what we're talking about today. And his life here is a powerful testament of God's providence in our life. That how God works things for our good, even when we can't even see it. Even when it feels like the pit. Imagine feeling totally betrayed by the people you love most. That's Joseph's story in a nutshell. Because of jealousy, his brothers sold him into slavery. He winds up in Israel, way far away from his home, way far away from his family. But the twist is here that God had a plan. God already knew what was going to happen. And the plan was going to involve Joseph himself. From rising to power, to being crucial to saving his family and an entire nation in a time of famine. So let's dig a little bit deeper here. In Genesis 37, we see how Joseph was the favorite son. And his brothers were really, really jealous of Joseph. And so they decided to act. They were going to kill him at first, and they thought better of that, and they sold him into slavery. But it was an act of pure evil. There's no way around it. It was an act of evil. But here's what I want you to get. Even in that mess, even in that horrible time, God had not abandoned Joseph. Even in the pit of despair that he was probably in, God did not desert him. God was with him. And think about the pits in our own life sometimes. You know, the moments when we're betrayed, or we're left waiting, or we're facing something that just ain't right. Maybe that's a job loss, messed up relationship, or you just feel stuck. Anybody ever feel stuck? It's easy to get lost in despair in these times. It's easy to wonder if God is even aware of our situation. But I want you to think about something. Picture a potter at work. The potter shapes the clay, which at times it feels like it's being squished and pulled in all types of directions. But the potter knows the shape he wants to create. In our own lives, we have to view God as the potter. And sometimes the shaping of us is painful. Sometimes it's not pleasant. Trusting God's providence and his plan for us means believing that, like the clay, we are in the hands of the master craftsman who has our best interest at heart. So let's fast forward to Genesis 39 for a moment. See, Joseph finds himself in the house of Potiphar. He's a slave, but he rises to prominence. Because of his skills and his integrity, he rises to prominence. And just when things are starting to look like they're going to work out, he's falsely accused. He's thrown into prison. If we pause here and we think about our own lives, it'd be pretty easy to lose hope, wouldn't it? It's like that with us sometimes, right? Just when we think we're gonna make it, that we're gonna catch a break, something knocks us back down again. But here's the incredible part. God was with Joseph even in prison. In Genesis 39:21, it says this, "But the Lord was with Joseph and showed him mercy." The Lord was with Joseph and showed him mercy. That's the key, my friends. See, God does not abandon us in our darkest hours. He's crafting our story. He's preparing us for what is next. See, when you're in your own pit, and we all get there sometimes, I want you to remember that God is still working. Maybe what we see as a setback is actually a setup for our greatest success. We need to start shifting our perspective, if you will. So the question is, are you focused on the pit? Or are you waiting for God's plan to unfold? And let's look at the ultimate twist in this story of Joseph. After interpreting Pharaoh's dreams, he rises to become the second most powerful man in Israel, or in Egypt. The same brothers who betrayed Joseph have to come seeking food during the time of famine. They have to come to Joseph and ask for food, and he recognizes them right away. And his response is nothing short of remarkable if you think about it. He doesn't seek revenge. He forgives. He recognizes that God's hand was over the entire situation. What you meant for evil, God has made good. And see, here's the thing about that. Joseph understood that his suffering was going to serve a higher purpose. Not just himself, but a higher purpose. But the purpose was for the preservation of his family. The preservation for the nation of Israel, which was starving in this famine. And think about it sometimes. Y'all are all farmers, so I'm going to go here. Consider that seed that's buried in the ground that y'all are about to plant. When you put it in there, it appears dead, right? But it's actually undergoing a metamorphosis, a transformation underground. It's a process, and you all know that. One that requires time and trust. Just like that, there are seasons in our lives, my friends, where God is doing a deep work in us. And we may not see it at the time, but He's preparing us for something greater. So as we wrap this up, my friends, I want to drive home the importance of trusting God's providence. Especially during those times when you feel like you're in the pit. You know those times. Your darkest moments, my friends, are not wasted. They can actually lead to your greatest triumphs. So let's be real for a minute. Waiting is hard. Suffering is painful. Seasons of injustice can shake our faith. But through all of it, God is with us. See, God can redeem our struggles, my friends. He can turn our stories into stories of victory. So my challenge for you this week is to think about your own pit. How can you shift your perspective to see God at work in your circumstance? Ask God to reveal the purpose behind your pain and to help you trust Him in the waiting. Remember, from famine to favor, from pit to power, God is working all things out for good in your life, my friends. So stay encouraged. Trust the process and watch how God can turn your story around. I want to thank you for joining me tonight, guys. Let's keep sharing our stories of faith, my friends, and how God provides in those situations that it's only God can. Have a blessed day. Take care.